Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is she yelling at us?
I don't know.
I think my son just fell.
Not in the shower, did he?
I don't know. I just heard a bunch of stuff fall.
We're live, so now I got to watch my comments.
I think he just knocked over everything on the side of the shower. Hi, guys. Hi, Rick Chapman. Carl Thompson's tuned in. Ron Lofquist.
Cody just dropped the soap.
Tate Cawthorn's
Whoa.
tuned in. Did you just fall in the shower? No, I did not. I'm live. Oh, he's so sick of me. Tyler said I'm on my way.
Well, that's
What
worse.
is that? Hi, Jamie. Let me know where you're tuned in from, guys.
Nope, it's too late, Tyler.
Tyler acting like me, running late.
So we got a, we're going to hopefully in the next probably week, I'm going to order some new or more Sunshine State Racing shirts, the next two designs, and talk to Ronnie today. See if we can't just do a large order. Everybody's wanted the original black ones back, so I'm going to try to do an order of those in the next order too. Plan on picking up the hats this weekend. So make sure if you want any of the merchandise and you don't see us at the track, go to Sunshine State Racing Facebook page and check out the shop as soon as you place the order. So we'll get them out and turn around. Hoodies and shirts are on there right now. I'll add hats this weekend. Hope we get the order placed for the other hats and everything everybody want, or other shirts they want placed this week.
Dana Barlow is on. Jamie's watching from Nova Scotia. Hi, Kathy. Yep, we're recapping races. Hi,
And everybody
Emily.
stay tuned to Sunshine State Racing. We may have big news in the next couple of days. We've been working hard to try to do some big things for you guys, and we may actually have a naming rights sponsor for the show coming up in the next couple of days. We're working on something now.
Kathy's watching from Sarasota. Rick's watching from Live Oak. Carl Thompson wants to know, has anyone seen Levi Hobbs after Saturday night's race? Nope. No Levi. Ed's watching from Orlando. Hi, Vince Parker. Thank you for the stars. Hi, Mama. Vince said I'm watching from wherever the shop is. Hi, Ed. Thank you guys for tuning in.
So why don't we start with I know Speedy's on, but why don't we start, Jen, with that race? How was the pure stock race and the disappearance of Levi Hobbs? Maybe we should put his on the picture of a milk carton.
We had fun, didn't we, Chris? Until we went up to the stands.
Yeah, it was great. So we got up there and it was like 500 degrees colder.
Right? We decided we were going to slack off a little bit. We went and ate first, try to kill some time so we didn't get out there and freeze. And then we get there and we're taking photos and hanging out and visiting with everybody. And then we went up for features and it got cold. Like that wind was insane. But we had a great night of racing. Everyone really, I really expected a lot more carnage in the pure stock race just because of how many cars were there. The B main was absolutely fantastic. The actual race itself was fantastic. We had one big wreck that involved probably 6 or 7 cars. Do you think, Chris?
Yeah, probably about that. And it wasn't because anybody really did anything bad, which is usually kind of why those happen. They just got together over there in 3 and 4 and it stopped them and nobody had anywhere to go. Yeah.
So and most of them were able to continue, came in for repairs, was able to continue. It was a really good show.
And another the group doing the King of the Bull Rings is kind of unnamed and a bunch of drivers that just want to put on a good show at all 3 tracks and do a good job. But shout out to everybody involved in that for putting this first one on. And hopefully we're going to have some more. And it seemed to be well received by the drivers and the fans. And a huge shout out to that group for doing this.
John Dozier's watching from Miami. Thank you, little George, for the stars. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Thank you, Brittany, for the stars. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Little G, for representing Sunshine State Racing at the Strawberry Festival.
Yeah, so yesterday, my sister-in-law sends me a picture and she's like, look what I see. And it's a Sunshine State Racing hoodie. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's Little G. So super cool. Love seeing those shirts and hoodies everywhere. We appreciate you guys so much. And that hoodie sure came in handy Saturday. 24 started. Saturday night for the pure stock for the Tractor Dave Memorial 50. There was 4 that didn't start, but 24 started. Before that, they had an awesome tribute for Tractor Dave where his truck and a bunch of the cars had flags, Tractor Dave flags, and they went around the track and we got a few pictures of that. Great tribute to him.
We posted that on Instagram today if anybody wants to go check it out.
Yep. So great tribute for him. It was pretty emotional scene. It was cool to see everyone out there, and yeah, they did a really great job with it. So yeah, look forward to the King of the Bull Ring, the rest of the races for them. Car count was absolutely amazing, even though I honestly think if the weather wouldn't have been so iffy, they would probably have even more.
They might have, but they had enough. That's for sure. It was really, really good to see that many cars on the track at the same time. And then the show they put on all together was even better.
Yeah, so we had a really good time. We tried sweet talking Robert. Robert had family stuff to do on Saturday, but we tried to sweet talk him into coming because it was cold and we could have sold a ton of hoodies. So make sure you guys go online to our shop on Facebook and get your orders in. We appreciate you.
I'll have them with me this weekend at 417. And Jen, not to put you to work, but you got some work to do so we don't lie to everybody anymore.
What are you talking about?
Well, we keep telling everybody they can find everything that's racing on Karnac.com on the schedule. And I realized yesterday when I was doing it after I posted the What's Racing by LeMasters Insurance that we didn't have the East Bay regular schedule on there anymore. And Putnam just put theirs out last week.
Yeah, I got to add those. I really need to go back through the tracks because a couple of them made changes after I put it on the calendar. So I really need to go back through the entire 12 months and make sure no changes have been made.
Well, I'll let you, Jen, talk to. We got a Speedy on the Wheels Report. Going to cover your favorite, the Rattlesnake event this week, the Rattler 250 at South Alabama Speedway. And Tyler, I see you got your Hardee's hat on, which I think they were the sponsor this weekend. Did you at least get a free hamburger at the deal?
No, I just got a free hat.
What's up, Sontag Wheels Report? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Are you free?
tired?
Did you finally warm up from the weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Is that the first time you've been at a track when they had snow flurries Saturday morning before race day?
Yes.
But
I wasn't there.
I'm about to kick Chris right out the door. I'm about to block him.
It's not a rattlesnake, but why not?
Chris, I'll touch that snake you got. I'm not getting anywhere near a rattlesnake. Your snake would have to wrap around my throat to kill me. That rattlesnake's one little slip and I'm a dead man.
He's just a little baby.
Yeah, them little babies give me nightmares.
No, they don't.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey, Rachel, look, got a picture of one.
Right? Yeah. So is this your first time attending the Rattler at South Alabama?
It was. And I'll tell you, that is a very nice facility.
It is.
It doesn't look it from the outside, but it's very nice.
Mama said, I'm not watching anymore. Thanks, Chris Fazzillo. Yeah. You drive down the road. So to explain it for the fans that haven't been there before, you're kind of driving down the road and then all of a sudden there's a racetrack on your right. Like,
that's about what it is. We were driving Friday morning. We're trying to figure out where do you turn in. I look up, I'm like, that's the only driveway I see. So I guess right there.
yep. It's a really cool place. Everyone there is beyond friendly.
I actually got to meet Mr. John Dykes, the owner. He did make it. He was shook everybody's hand. A very nice guy.
They are all awesome. The whole town and area surrounding it, we talk about it all the time, Southern hospitality. You couldn't meet nicer people.
My only issue was all the restaurants are closed on Sunday. So after the race, we couldn't find food.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just that, but like they close so early, except on Rattler weekend.
But like Sunday at 4:00, nothing was open. I got Burger King. I'm like, nuts.
So
Jen says everybody there's really nice except the rattlesnake handler.
yeah.
It's super nice.
They're really nice people, but I wouldn't know because I go the long way when I'm there to avoid anything.
It
Not
was
a fan.
definitely the most unique thing I've ever done at the racetrack.
Right? So we'll talk about Friday for a little bit. I know Friday was super cold, a little bit damp.
Friday wasn't bad. It was only about 68. It was late in the morning. They delayed practice about 2 hours. So
And our boys did really well in practice on Friday.
yeah, they did.
Jay
Fine.
Bell showed up and showed out Saturday or Friday night.
Yeah, I didn't stay for Friday nights. I heard he had him covered by a mile.
Yeah, he did. It was a really good race. He put on a great show. He wasn't too keen, it looked like, having those rattlers up by his
No, he
face.
wasn't. He told me about that the next day. He's like, man, that was sketchy.
Right?
I-
Yeah.
That's what I would say, but that's given me a great idea for a race we should put on here in Florida. And I'm from Arcadia. I think I could get the hookup to do it. We need to put on the Alligator 300. I'm pretty sure I can get some of my friends to go catch us a alligator and have it in Victory Lane with his mouth taped up.
I'm game. I
That
mean,
would be awesome.
if Dora can bring a donkey, I don't know why we can't bring an alligator.
Right?
And
Dad
you won't
said,
even have to kiss the alligator.
Dad said he got a
Yeah.
chance to talk to you at SAS. So yeah, one thing about the Rattler that always just makes me happy is 4-day pit passes are ridiculously cheap. Like you can go there for 4 days and it's
I
under
know. I had one of these little bad boys.
right? Me too, usually.
And
Um,
my other pit pass was paid for by the Heinz. Plus, they got me a car pass, so I literally parked right behind their hauler.
Good. That's awesome. Saturday, of course, they had snow flurries. Our boys did a great job in the pro. Who all did we have there? We had Hind.
We had Heinz, Dora, Holman, I think.
And
that was
Massey.
it.
Massey raced the pro too, didn't he?
No, they did not race the pro. They tested and they decided they weren't going to race it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nasty ran up front all day. Colin Allman ran up front all day. Did a great job, both of them. So that was cool to see.
A lot of what I heard was the fact that if there had been a late caution, that the results would have probably been a little different.
Yeah. And then by the time the modified race started, we were at the restaurant getting ready to head out to Armadale. Great race by the modified guys. Cody
don't know.
Stickler.
I don't know what happened to Richie. He was running third. They came over the race control and said, flag him. He was smoking. They didn't know if he was leaking. But I think Cody led almost every lap,
Yeah.
if not every lap.
And that combination of Doug Moff and Cody Stickler is going to be dangerous at some of these big
Oh, yeah.
races. And even here in Florida, I mean, Doug Moff's always had a quality ride. Now he's not racing himself, got Cody in it. That's going to be a scary combination.
Yeah, I was kind of paying attention to them off of 4 and watching tech because 2 of the drivers that I shot for were in tech. So I was kind of keeping an eye on both sides.
Yeah, they put on quite a show. It was a really good race. Congrats to Cody Stickler on his win. And then move on to Sunday. I heard the weather
Oh
was
my God.
absolutely gorgeous
I
Sunday.
gotta give a shout out to Bobby Mobley. He wheeled that Roadrunner. I'm not sure where he finished, but he was taking around the corners.
And tell the story. Did you hear the story about that Roadrunner?
No, I didn't.
Okay, he went up there with a camper. They were just going to camp, hang out, and help everybody.
Right.
You know, the Florida boys. And then got bored, decided he was going to find a car to race, and went and bought a car from up in Alabama.
Well, I do know that they were painting it with spray cans on Friday after a lane.
Yep. So everybody absolutely loves going to that track. It's a really cool place.
So Bobby Mobley, Levi Hobbs' agent, goes to Alabama, buys a race car, and runs in a race, and Levi Hobbs disappears in Florida. What a
Shocker.
coincidence.
I wish y'all can see. I'm going to show y'all something. This is how Mama is watching the show right now. She's got a napkin over Chris and his snake.
No, tell her I moved it.
We are not fans. So yeah, Sunday's race, the weather was gorgeous. That place looked like it was packed
was
out.
Phenomenal. I could have asked for better weather.
And Carl Thompson said Levi who? So weather was absolutely
Thompson.
gorgeous,
Oh,
right? And Ty Majeski, man, what can you say about that young man?
I can tell you this, I think if the 69 hadn't broke, it probably would have been closer than it was. I don't want to say too much, but I can tell you that Michael had a long run car.
Absolutely. Super proud of all of our Florida boys for going up there. Looked like they had an absolute blast. I know a few of them, especially Michael Hine, had some bad luck, but man, what a great showing. What a cool place. Absolutely love it.
And I reached out to Ty to try to get him on tonight, but I know he's got a busy schedule with the truck and everything and after yesterday's race, but want to try to get him on one of these shows just to talk about it and talk to him, because I've heard from several people that he's made the comment of how our GoPro videos from Citrus actually helped him for the SRL race, getting to learn the lines and stuff around here. And that's just awesome to hear from somebody out of town.
I did talk to him. I told him he needs to come back to Citrus. He said he's not sure about the full throttle, but if SRL runs again next February, he will definitely be there.
Yeah, and I know he is definitely wanting to come back for the Bigley race. So we will see him a few more times this year. Looking forward to it. And Jason Edmonds and I were talking when he was at Arbondale a couple weeks ago. He helps Ty and a bunch of them. And I said, the thing that I appreciate so much about Ty is we get big names down here. We really do. We get some big names, some big racers down here. But when Ty comes down, he always makes sure to compliment the facility on social media and compliment the staff and compliment, the town and whatever. And that makes a huge difference. Like we compliment our facilities, but when an outsider comes in and they treat the staff of the track like family and they compliment it, and, that puts it out there for all their fans who don't follow us, hey guys, go make a trip here. So that's a huge deal for us.
It really is.
And I appreciate taking the time to do that.
Not pushing Speedy off. You can stay as long as you want, but Abigail's on when you want to get a chance, Jen.
Awesome. Was there anything else you wanted to hit on, Speedy?
I'll be back on after the Pensacola doubleheader. I'm going up there for that in a couple weeks.
And you'll have Citrus this weekend.
Yeah, and then I'm off for 2 weeks.
Nice.
And I'm taking the time off to try and get caught up. Actually, next weekend, I'm going to the Garth Brooks concert.
Oh, nice.
So,
Fellas.
taking the weekend off.
Good deal. Well, you definitely deserve it. We appreciate you and the Wheels Report and all your coverage.
And all the shenanigans with Ricky Brooks. Tyler, did you see him sporting his new Sunshine State Racing hoodie?
No, I didn't.
All right. He called me Thursday, said it's going to get cold. Can you send me one up? So we got him on that.
He didn't have it on. I
I'm gonna kick his
I
butt.
can say that much. But I can tell you, it's not the end of him and I. There's gonna be something coming up for the Derby that let's just say everybody needs to stay tuned.
Y'all are ridiculous. Between you and Ricky and Winchell, we have our hands full,
Oh,
keeping you out of trouble.
I'm gonna mount a GoPro to Tyler for the Derby weekend. That'll be
Right.
classic.
That would be awesome.
I did one for Speed 51 a couple of years ago.
That would be awesome. All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for all you do and the Wheels Report, and we'll have you on here in a few.
I'll probably stay on. Just
That's
watch
fine.
and chime in if I have something.
That'll work. Our second guest, Miss Abby Jonas. I think we have her on now. Hi, Abby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm glad you got a chance to join us tonight.
Yeah, of course.
So we've had your brother on. We've kind of had both of you guys on for the radio show and all that, but really wanted to talk to you after your first late model race because what a huge deal. So let's start off. Let's tell everyone your age.
I'm 18.
Okay. So going to school, 18, and did a really good job in Legends. And then you guys decide, hey, we're ready to move up. Robert starts practicing a late model. and all of a sudden Miss Abigail is in a late model. So I think it's the competitiveness between those two, but yeah, but she had her first late model race at Arvindale a few weeks ago. We were so excited for you guys. So let's tell everyone a little bit about how that went, and let's just explain. This girl has seat time at Arvindale. She has been out there with Robert and John and everyone practicing, and Kristen nonstop to be ready for this late model race. So super proud of you guys for one.
Thank you.
And for two, let's talk about how your race went. You had twin 50s for your first race, or your first race night. And tell me how it went.
So I had actually only gotten the car 2.5 weeks before, like first time I ever got in it, drove in it. So I was like, I have to put in like as much time and as much effort as I literally possibly can to get ready. Like I had only ever done like solo practice around the track by myself. So I definitely was like a little more nervous because I was like, I've never been around cars before. Like between Legends and the late models, it's such a big like size difference. I was like, if I move, am I gonna get enough room? Like that was definitely something I was a little worried about. So I went out there and I was like qualifying. I was like shaking. I was like, these girls are gonna look at me. Like, what if I do bad? What if I spin out? And I ended up qualifying 12th. And I was like, okay. I was like, it's an outside start. I was like, but I feel like I still need to like learn. Like at least this first 50, like I need to definitely like get out there and learn. So I opted to start in the back. And they're always like a lot of like a big part of the late model races is to just keep your nose clean. Don't get into anybody, don't push around, and like you'll make it a lot better than you start. And I was like, okay, like I literally followed by that. Like I restarted a little bit back. I was like, I don't want to like push on anybody. Like I just want to make sure that like I rest everyone clean. Like that's something that's like really important to me, especially because no one wants to be like beat by a girl. That's not what anyone wants to be.
Right.
So the cleaner you drive, like when people do like get into you and wreck you, and like they know that you're a good driver, so most likely you didn't cause it. So that's definitely important to me. So I went out there and I just followed. I watched. I ended up getting lapped the first race. And once I could like watch somebody, I was like, oh, okay, like this isn't bad. Like I can just enter here, exit here. And what's funny was I think I was between like second and third or third and fourth. And the guy that was behind me kept and he's like, you were a lap car, but there was no way I was catching you. He was like, you were literally driving away from me. And like for me, like even though it was a lap car, that was still like, oh, okay, like that made me feel like I was doing something right, which was like, it was really like, it meant a lot to me. So I ended up finishing that. I started 20th. I finished 10th. So I was like, okay, like top 10, first race, awesome. Another big part was I've never raced a race that long before. Like I've never sat in the car and driven that many laps. So that for me was like an endurance thing. I really had to be ready for that. And then I got to watch the other races, and then it was the second 50. And a lot of that like first race nervousness kind of left because I was like, oh, okay, like I know what I'm doing now. So I went out there and I was gonna start 10th. I was like, okay, like after the first race, there were a lot of wrecks. Everyone was kind of mad about it. And I was like, okay, like maybe I should start in the back. So I have to start in the back again because like I was like, I need to learn. And so the second race, I actually like got up there and I was passing people. I might have been passing for the lead, but I was like, okay, like I know my social awareness. I know like who drives how, and like I felt like for me like it was like a really big like stepping stone. And because a lot of people like before the race they come, they're like, I've never seen you before, and I was like, that's because it's my first race. Like you definitely haven't seen me before. But I was like honestly like even though like of course like I wanted to win, I was gonna win, but I was like, you still like you want to be up there. So like I was still like top 10 like my first race. Like I was still like really excited about it. So I was very very thankful.
We were all so excited, and I think I even said in the video, once the leaders got around you, you never got in the way. Like you did really well, which you're not used to the late models. So the leaders come up on you quick, and you did a really good job moving up out of the way and then falling in line behind them. And I'm pretty sure I even said in the video, how cool is that? She is following their line. You know what I mean? Like you were staying right there on him. And it was like, you learned so much within those 10 laps or whatever that you were following behind him. I'm like, look at her lap times. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome, but it is a huge jump for you from Legends to late models. And I know you do a lot of strength training and all that with your weights at school and all that. So is that helping you kind of be prepared for these longer races that you're going to do in the late model?
I think it does, because like you do see some drivers, and especially like the younger ones, they kind of like die off a little bit like within their like personal strength, because like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's like really easy. But like once you're out there, like the first like 20 laps, you're like, yeah, it's not that bad. But then you're like holding on at a point and you're like, oh, okay, like this is actually like taking like some endurance out of me. So I feel like because I'm so used to like lifting heavy weights, holding on to things for longer, I'm like, okay, like I feel like that helps me. And like especially like being a girl and not having that just like pure natural like strength, like things that a lot of the boys do. I feel like that kind of not that it holds me back, but like when I'm going against like full grown like 30-40-year-old men, like my strength doesn't really compare to
Right.
them. But for me, like to have that like background really helps me to like actually like keep on those laps, because that was my like biggest worry. I was like, I've never raced for that many laps ever. So
I just want to
I feel like I can hold on longer.
Right.
I just want to give you a shout out for, I know we annoy a lot of you guys, but that picture that Jen got to take of you and your brother together by the cars, and it got published in Late Model Digest, that's made Jen's year. So thanks for putting up with us doing the tacky stuff before races.
Oh, I love it. It is so nice.
And they're used to me. I've always bugged the Jonas, both of them, Robert and Abigail. So they're used to me.
Oh, I love it.
I'm back
I always
in
look through the races. I'm like, where's she at?
yeah. I love it. Ed McKenzie says, hey, Abigail, Roy Healy's checking in. Carl Thompson, thank you for the stars. Mitchell said cross-country training and running. She does weightlifting and she lifts more than I weigh. So she's a little back.
Next race, we're going to get pictures of her bench pressing you.
Right? Yeah, she does a really good job. So after race 1, I know both of you guys were really excited about where you finished, both with clean cars. What a great job. And how cool is it for your family to be able to see both of you running out there and doing such a great job?
Oh yeah, and like they loved it. Like my parents were like on the cloud nine, like they were so excited because like we did it in the legends and all, but like this is like the big step that we took. So no, they were like beyond excited to like see us both finish. And like for me, because like after watching my brother, I was like, I have like some like part of me was like I have to do better. Like I have to like really prove, because especially like because he got the car before me. So like a part of me was like, okay, like I really have to show. So I was definitely like working harder than I probably like ever have. And I like always work really hard. And so I was like giving it my all, like, because like when I get out, I was like opening my hands and I was like, oh, I was going to, we were really tight that race.
And I just want to ask you, what's it like? I know I talked to you about it on the Auburndale radio show, but bring on here, what's it like to get advice and learn from Rick Karnac? He's probably one of the best crew chiefs and late models in the state of Florida. And he loves working with you younger kid. I don't want to call you kids, but younger generation of drivers. How has he helped or taught you? And what's it like getting to work with somebody with his knowledge?
So I've had a couple like crew chiefs and other people who kind of like push me off, and they're kind of like, yeah, like you don't need to know this, or like whatever, like it's fine, just drive through it. And that kind of like for me, because like I see them like, you know, like my brother or someone else, and like they'll like listen to what they say, or like I got out of the car and I'm like, hey, like it's loose or it's 10, or like you know what you're talking about, like don't, like whatever, like it's perfect. But like he actually like listens, like he'll like pull me aside and be like, hey, like tell me everything. And like for me, that makes a huge difference, because like a lot of people won't do that, like they won't take the extra step. And like I've talked to Kristen about it too, and like she knows, like especially as a girl, like they don't want to hear what you have to say, because like somehow they think that we don't know what we're talking about a lot of times, that we do. So he really just like goes the extra mile to like make sure that like we feel comfortable, we feel safe, like we know what we're doing. And like a lot of the times like people get like really like mad or like yell at you and stuff, like I have yet to ever hear him like raise his voice, like he just remains like so calm, and that's really just like comforting, especially like when I was like really really nervous. He was like, no, don't worry, like you know what, if this happens then just do this. And I'm like, awesome, like no problem. Like it really just like not like simplified it, but just like maybe kind of like, okay, like I know exactly what I'm doing, like there's nothing to worry about.
Rick is so laid back, and he's a really good driver coach because he knows how to talk to you guys. Like the way he talks to Robert and John and even Kristen, it's probably different than the way you need to hear it and the way Kristen needs to hear it. And, you know, each driver has their own personality of things and ways that, you know, you need to have the car a certain way and you need to hear things a certain way from your coach. So yeah, you guys couldn't have picked a better person to work with.
100%.
And then they had Cody over there aggravating them that weekend. So that was kind
He is so much fun. Oh my gosh.
He's a turd, but okay. But yeah, he's spotted for Robert in the first one. They ended up third. But I think they were all so excited for Abby first race. Like, I don't think we could have got down there quick enough. It was really cool. Really, really
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. So let's take a minute and talk about the people that support you, your sponsors, your parents, you know, thank everyone. And then we'll talk about what's coming up for this year.
So my parents, number one, like they have like been through it all, like they're my biggest supporters, especially like even like the people who like Cody who come over and just, you know, have a few things to say. Like honestly, that really like means the world to me. Of course, Rick is the whole reason why I'm doing this for real, and like why I'm like really progressing the way that I am. Of course, my sponsor this year, which is Florida Abstract and Title, they're all over my car. Of course, my favorite is, and really just like everyone, like the whole team, Rex and Auburndale, 100% for letting me go out there and practice and watch me run my slow laps and my spin outs and all that as I got ready for that first race. So like I think literally everyone, and of course my parents, my sponsors, are my number one.
That's awesome. Well, I know you're going to miss the next race, right?
Yeah,
School stuff.
I have prom, senior prom.
Okay. Yeah, you can't miss that. So then we're going to go back racing, and you're going to stay particularly with Arbondale this year, right?
Auburndale, some citrus, and then I do go to college. So after that, like I'll come back as often as I can, but like we're kind of looking like citrus, Auburndale, and like if for my choice, because I'll be right over there by New Smyrna, I'd be like, let's go do some New Smyrna. But I'll have to work them into that.
Yeah, we're not ready for that.
But yeah, like a lot of like practice time, like for me is number one. So just like really like get it down, be there as often as I can and just like kind of get the experience. Like even if I'm hanging out in the back, like just getting and learning as much as I can since I am so new to it.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. I've known you forever. It feels like since your start of Legends days. And I'm so excited to see what you both do in the late models. Thank you so much for taking time to come on tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
All right. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, you guys too. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye. And that
then,
was Abigail Jonas. Her and her brother Robert Jonas raced the late models here at Arbondale. Super awesome kids, super awesome family. I
we
didn't
got
even know cameras coming.
Stephen Hollinger's not on yet, but Brandon's on with us. So maybe we can jump on with Brandon now and see if he's got a wellness check and anybody's heard from Levi Hobbs.
Sounds good.
Got me?
Hey, Brandon, we heard Levi's missing. Has anybody seen him?
I don't believe so. We've been calling him for a couple days now. He hasn't.
I tried to get him to come on tonight and defend himself with you, and he told me something about having to drive a truck, but maybe it's just part of the whole missing scheme.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses to me.
You guys are, for the people that don't know, this is Brandon Bones to Shear. He was the winner of the first King of the Bull Rings Saturday night at Arbondale Speedway, did an absolutely awesome job. Been racing for ages, been crew chiefing for ages, probably since he was old enough to walk. He's been around race cars. Carl Thompson said Levi's nightmare. Thank you, Danny. So yeah, huge race for you guys. I know y'all worked all week long on that car, even into Saturday morning. So Friday night, there was issues. Saturday morning, you guys had to go back up there and fix it before you were even able to race. So let's talk about that for a little bit.
We we went out Friday and basically didn't like the way it was driving. So decided to change everything Saturday. Ended up working out for the best. Yeah, back to Levi real quick. That whole did you guys see the bone crusher thing that he put on the window? Did you see that?
Yeah, he was pointing at us to take pictures of it. I got a good picture of it.
He sure didn't live up to that, did he?
No, I guess I should put like Dream Crusher on mine, huh?
I'm telling you guys, if you do not follow Bones and Levi and Bobby all on Facebook, you are missing, and Carl Thompson and all of them, you guys are missing fun, because those guys, I don't think there has been one day this entire season where they're not on Facebook talking smack to each other. And it's all in good fun, maybe, until Levi.
And that's what racing's all about. And let's talk a minute, Brandon, about the whole King of the Bull Rings and was the Tractor Day Memorial. What's it like for you as a pure stock driver to be able to have a group put on an event like that and have cars come from other tracks, and hopefully we'll get to take this to other tracks and do this again somewhere else and even do more at Arbondale, but to be able to have the pure stock and entry level class get this much attention and have this much fun in a group like this where people's traveled all around, what's it like to be in a race like that?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks to Craig Cazone, really. I mean, he's done a lot of work. I know Mobley, myself, James Wright. There's been quite a few that's had a hand in trying to get all that done. But it was pretty awesome. That I honestly could care less about how much it paid. That trophy was badass.
Right. I'm going to go through some of these comments. Carl Thompson said the front of his car should say Bones Chaser. Amy and Andy said hi, Speed Racer. Carl Thompson said Levi has been found in Aaron Holmes' closet. Like these guys, I'm telling you, they make me laugh so hard on Facebook.
So I think Levi is kind of taking Aaron's spot. Like how bad we used to pick on Aaron way back when. Aaron used to try to find his way in me and Carl's pictures. He'd park in the X and run over and try to take pictures with us and stuff. And we would win, and he would be like 15th or something. That's about. I remember, I think about 3 to go or so. I think I looked to my left and I was on one straightaway and Levi was on the other over there. I don't know what he was doing, going so slow over there, but.
You talked about the trophy, and I don't know if you know a little bit about it, or maybe Jen does. I wasn't fortunate enough to really get to know Tractor Dave, but I know that was we lost him this year in a big race to honor him. Can either one of you guys talk a little bit about Tractor Dave? And that trophy was nice, but I mean, we had this race for a great guy too.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah. I've known him since I was a little kid. He used to, some of you guys know, Donnie Harp. I know he used to race cars with Donnie Harp and stuff way back when, V8 bombers and stuff like that. But, he's always messed around with cars, old cars and stuff like that for a long time. Never like late models and stuff, but, bomber, street stock, stuff like that. But yeah, he's definitely a great guy and loved by many for sure. And it was really nice to be able to win the race, in memory of him or whatever. And also it'd be the first King of the Bull Ring deal. That was pretty cool to win all that at once. That was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. He was a great guy. He helped a lot of people in the race world. So,
For sure.
and he was friends with so many, kind of like everyone, we all
Yep.
meet each other and you're just stuck with all of us for the rest of your life and you just can't get rid of us unless you shove us in Aaron Holmes' closet. But other than that, we're all stuck. So it was cool to see all the pre-race stuff that went on with him. Great to see the trophy. Really awesome that somebody that knew him well won it. But man, what a car count. And you guys put on a heck of a show. Like I said earlier in the race, I expected a lot more carnage, didn't you?
Yeah, we actually, what was that last part? What was it, about 25, 27 laps?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I didn't expect it to go green that long, but I'm glad it did.
Right. And so talk for a little bit about the car you're driving, and kind of how that came about.
So I drive that car for Danny Birchfield. He has a little bit of health issues and stuff, so it's hard. He can't really race. So, kind of worked out for the best. Me and him's good buddies and have been for a long time. And I get to do ball with my kid, and him and Chris Nairmore take care of the car, and I get to show up late or whenever I can make it, and they pretty much have everything ready. And that's all I got the easy part. I just get to get in it and go.
Right. And you can't say enough about Birchfield and Nairmore. Chris literally helps everyone at the track.
Everyone.
He busts butt anything, anytime, anything, anyone needs anything. I need more caffeine. He's the first one to jump in and help out. And same with Birchfield. They're just really good people. Nairmore Machine Shop there does so much for all of y'all. And I know they were working like 5 days a week on it, trying to get it ready for this weekend. So really cool to see you guys take home the win.
That was awesome. Yeah, they actually, worked all week the week before, and then Tuesday we tried some stuff. We actually went out there Tuesday and then made more adjustments. Then tried it Friday and then changed it again Saturday. And
while we're talking to business people, we got to do a wellness check. Where's my buddy George Gorham Jr.? He messed up my top 3 pick. I had him in the top 3 and he didn't even run.
Yeah, he's got a lot of torn up cars over there he's working on. I don't know how. That dude's a machine now. I hope he's not watching this. Actually, I hope he's in that shop trying to get that Sportsman ready for me to race this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it, man. He's mad at them race cars. He will work day, night. He don't care.
They got a fleet over there.
Cars.
I think they probably between all of them have a car almost for every class. And I mean, he's not going to turn down a chance to race. And I know they got little G in the truck, and he's trying to get a second truck together to get the to race with little G, but like you're right, they're a machine working on those cars nonstop.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of a kind for sure. Nobody can ever say George don't work on stuff, because golly, that guy, he is crazy how much work he does during the week and stuff on them cars. It's nuts.
They pretty much rebuilt the whole front end on that late model in between the twin races, and they went back out there and it didn't really look like it was in the wreck the first time. I mean, they're crazy how hard they work even at the track.
Oh yeah.
So let's, and kind of closing, I know you want to thank Danny Birchfield, but who else you want to thank, and give a shout out to your daughter's in softball? How's that going?
Oh, it's going good. She works her butt off. Probably because Dad makes her, but no, we do travel ball. We travel all over the state playing ball. So she does good. We're ate up with it. It's competition. That's what we like. That's the race. That's the racer in me, I guess. Got to go try to win every single ball game, you know.
Absolutely.
But no, I'd like to thank Speedy, Broken Four. He jumped on this week and wanted to sponsor the car and stuff. And also Mike Harrison Wastewater. He Saturday night told me to get his name on there too. So that was pretty neat. I'd like to thank Kevin Willis too for that horsepower that he put in that car. Tav helped us a lot this week. He put in a lot of hours right alongside Chris and Danny. So thanks to him too.
And where are we going to see you this year? We're going to see you in a Sportsman. We're going to see you jump in a late model. I mean, you're all over the place. So when you racing again?
Hopefully Saturday at Arvindale. I hope we can get that Sportsman together, and hopefully we can make it there. Get George to get that. Hopefully he can get that car done and get it ready, and then I think Pure Stock's race the following week. But we have ball in Titusville, so I won't be able to make that one. But a little too far away.
And while we're talking about George Gorham, Carl Thompson brought up, can you give Mike McCrary a shout out? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Mike's dealing with his health problems right now. He's going through his own recovery for that. And every weekend I send Melissa a message and make sure, hey guys, we're going to be live. Make sure he's set up so he can watch it from home. I hope he's enjoying it. We miss seeing him at the track, and surely hope he gets healthy real quick.
Get well soon, buddy. We're praying for you.
Absolutely.
And we all take it for granted. I mean, making fun of George a little bit, but yeah, they got a lot going on behind the scenes with Mike. And I mean, I know Melissa's his right-hand woman out in the shop helping him all the time, and I know she's tied up with that. So really kudos to that team for what they do with everything that's going on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't even know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think George has been running the record too when he gets off work and trying to keep up race cars. So they're pretty busy over there.
Yep. So huge shout out to the McCrary family. We love you guys. We're praying for y'all. Hope to see all of y'all back at the track very soon, healthy.
Well, thanks for taking some time tonight, Bones, and congratulations on the big, nice bull trophy, and we'll see you at the track soon.
Oh, hold on. If you do not give your wife a shout out before you get off this video, I'm going to smack you for her. So go ahead.
Thank you, honey.
For putting up with all of his madness.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
just ruined it. If he wouldn't have gave her a shout out, we might have found Levi Hobbs. He would have been trying to take over.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
Amanda, we appreciate you.
Actually, she has to put up with a lot of my bull crap all the time, honestly.
Not just yours, but everyone around you.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment around here for sure.
Right?
Also,
right. Yeah.
real quick, I just want to point out that Aaron Holmes was in that race last week, and he picked up right where he left off. I see when I pulled in the victory lane, he was parked in the egg just like he normally is. It's a shame. Poor Bray's been racing half as long, and he's 3 times as good better than his dad is.
I swear, I'm gonna make one show with all of y'all on here so y'all can talk smack.
Hey, you gotta do it. But you gotta get us all at the same table in the same room. Me, George, Mobley, Levi. Like you gotta do it.
We'll do a Thursday show, a one-on-one show.
Comedy Central. You don't even know what. It's got to be like an unfiltered thing because there's no telling what anybody's gonna say.
We'll put it on YouTube. How about that?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bones. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Good luck.
No problem. Thank you.
See ya.
And Jen, I'll give you a chance to catch up on some comments while Steven Hollinger's getting his video on. I know he's in the shop behind the sprint car getting ready for this weekend, and we'll get him on. You want to catch up on some comments?
Absolutely. Tyler said, I think he's running Citrus this weekend. We gave Mike McCurry a shout out. Kathy said, I want to race family, best friends, or race folks, ride or die. Absolutely. Carl Thompson said, don't do it. Yeah, what a fun interview. I swear I'm going to have all those guys on one day. We're just going to have one big show with all of them talking smack with each other because it is comedy gold.
So we got our next guest on. I'll let you or Chris lead this because you guys, Chris probably knows more about sprint cars than any of us here. So maybe Chris can lead it. But we got Steven Hollinger on, and man, he's prepped for this like nobody else. He's in the shop, the sprint cars in the background, and he's got his BG Southern Sprint Car Series shirt on. He's really prepared for this.
That's sponsorship gold right there, Stephen Hollinger.
The shirt was a coincidence. I didn't even realize I was wearing it until you said something.
Good job.
But, yeah, I worked a little harder on the background this time. I figured you didn't want to look at the shop lights.
Yeah, good job. We appreciate it. We always love having you on though. Danny Birchfield, thank you so much for the stars. John Smith, thank you so much for the stars. So I still can't remember the nickname we gave you, but I swear we're going to go rewatch that one time and figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to rewatch it too. I don't remember what it was either. I remember thinking it was the best one someone had told me so far.
Right? We're going to have to go find that show and rewatch it. So
The shop dog wants to be in on it.
Aw. So talk to me about kind of what's going on, because there's been some changes since last time you were on.
Yeah, so last time I just bought the car and we had tested it, and now we've raced twice. I think it's going great. I still got to figure out how to enter the corners, but once we got that out of the way, the pace is good and it's awesome. I mean, I love it. It's what I wanted to do since I was like 8, and it was everything I expected it would be. So it's pretty cool.
Well, this weekend you're going back to a track that's going to be the first time you've been there in your own sprint car for multiple races. So you feel a little more comfortable this weekend going back to 417 and your own car. I know you raced some last year in the Adamas car, but it wasn't the horsepower. But you're getting a return this weekend in your own car. You know that track like the back of your hand from the TQ midgets. How much are you looking forward to this weekend going back to a track for the first time in your own car?
Well, I'm really looking forward to it, especially since now I know, we're going to be completely solid. We've tried the car out. I know what the car is going to do. And the first time I went to Punta Gorda, I had way too much rear brake and the little adjuster on the master cylinder was broken. So I kind of ran the whole race with way too much rear brake, but now we got it fixed. Car handles good. And I can't wait. It's going to be a long week to wait for it.
And you're racing with your dad. How cool is that?
Hopefully later this season we will. But just to be going to the track with him, and having him as a crew chief basically is awesome. Because we did it for so many years when I was little, and he would bring his car. And I mean, I always thought those were the good old days, but he always says that these are now. So it's pretty special.
That's absolutely true.
Probably better for a dad watching his son than the other way around too. You said you think things are going well, and I have to agree. I think they're going very well because you're doing all the right things. You're not putting yourself or anybody else in a bad position. If faster cars are around you, you always go to the right spot. And I know from talking to other guys, they really appreciate it. So, that's going really well. And I think that's encouraging too. And once you start to figure the rest out, the time will come. How much more comfortable do you feel 2 races in the car than you did after testing?
Oh yeah, that's huge. Because it's like, there's a fear factor involved with sprint cars because they're so powerful and they're so fast. But now it's like, I'm pretty used to that. It's what I got to figure out is I got to figure out how to enter the corner, and I got to figure out starts. They started me on the pole at Citrus, started me on the pole in the heat. And I just spun the tires and basically lost all my positions. And in the feature, I just I haven't gotten schooled like that in a long time. So got to figure out the starts and restarts and corner entry. But I mean, other than that, I feel like my pace is pretty good and I'm really comfortable in the car. It's really fun to drive. It handles great. The motor's there. So, I mean, I want to win a race this season. We'll see.
So have you found anybody that you go to? Is there any or a few guys that you can go to and ask questions like that to try to learn quicker?
Oh yeah. Like Johnny Gilbertson and Scotty Adam are my 2 go-tos. and I bought the car from Johnny, so he knows it better than anyone. And Scotty's a good friend and a good ally, so I always appreciate his help. And
Good.
and Ryan, of course, too. Ryan ate him as son.
That's so awesome. And it's good to see you getting seat time in these cars. Really excited for you. You just yelled at one of our things, just yelled at us.
Not me.
Oh, that was my speaker.
Oh,
Forgot I had it on. It shut off because I wasn't using it.
I thought our Zoom was yelling at us. So talk for a minute about how different it is going from what you're used to up to the sprint cars.
Well, the biggest difference I gotta say is the wing. The wing makes the car stick to the track, and it adds a couple new elements. There's dirty air that you got to keep in mind when you're behind cars, and the car, doesn't handle anywhere close to the same when you're behind someone else. It's like a whole different experience. And building on what I said about how I kind of suffer going into corners, the wing also acts like a big air brake, and I haven't quite figured that out yet. Fozzie probably saw why I pulled off at Citrus. I got full blown brake fade because I was relying on the brake pedal to do all the slowing down. So that's the biggest thing. I'd say the dirty air and the big air brake I got to learn. I would say the power, but I love the power. It's so much fun. And once you kind of figure out how the car is going to behave under throttle, it's not too tricky to get on the gas early. So biggest adjustment's having a wing.
Are you going to run all wing races this year? Or are you going to try to do some non-wing?
Probably all wing, but I would really like to try non-wing. I don't know. You never know what happens, but for now, the plan is all wing stuff.
You need to do some testing without the wing so you can enter that Dave Steele race next year.
I would love to do that. I wanted to this year, but the schedule was just a little too tight.
Right.
And I need to work out if I want to do that.
And let's go back to your dad for just a few minutes. He's kind of nicknamed me the busiest man in Florida racing, but we can't talk about your dad without talking about he's got to be one of the biggest promoters of Florida short track racing as a driver and even as a fan, pushing these races and going to races and watching. And it's just fun to see the success Florida racing is having right now and him getting to be in the middle of it and go to New Smyrna so many nights at speed weeks. And I think it's safe to say your dad just loves racing as much as all of us.
Yes. And he, well, you remember his Karnac days, he's always looking to sort of promote and help Florida racing. And, it helps. He's a great guy. He's hugely supportive of me, obviously. And I love it. I literally couldn't do any of this without him. So, and I like the post you shared his thoughts on the bomber class. I was happy to see that get out a little bit. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
so what's your plan?
For this weekend?
Are you going to run TQ or are you just running sprint?
Oh yeah. So we're going to do the sprints all season. TQs all season too. If the TQs can pull some cars. And the schedule worked out that way where the sprint car schedule and the TQ schedule the whole year don't interfere with each other. So
that's awesome.
I'm going to do both. And I guess the next race is this weekend at Punta Gorda and then April 2nd at Auburndale for the sprint cars.
How do you feel? Have you raced Auburndale before, the little bull ring?
I did in a legend car like twice. And actually my first time driving a TQ, Stu, he passed away a couple weeks ago. He was the one we were running banners for in our car. He let me drive his car in a heat race and I blew the clutch up, but that's what basically got me a ride in the midgets was performing well in that heat race until the clutch blew up last lap.
Yeah, that's a crazy little bull ring. So look forward to kind of talking with you and messaging with you after to see what you think of it as far as being in it in a sprint. Yeah,
we'll see. I've been watching. I study other people's in-car cameras because I don't get like a crazy amount of seat time. So I try to make the most out of it. So I've been studying in-car cameras of Auburndale and Citrus before I went there and Punta Gorda. So
you can go into the archives of Recoil Racing. He's got a bunch.
Right.
Oh, I've looked at him pretty much everyone, honestly. I've looked through most everything on YouTube when it comes to pavement sprint car onboard videos.
And it's so cool that our drivers, we keep hearing this more and more, how Ty Majeski and all these guys, when they're coming to one of our tracks, they're going through, they're finding videos, they're watching it, they're watching the lines, that's really cool for us. We love it.
I appreciate you putting them out because it really helps. That and just finding the closest track on iRacing I can and turning laps for a couple hours on that.
Absolutely. So can you tell everyone kind of what you do outside of racing?
Well, I'm in flight school. I'm almost done with it, thank God. And other than that, it's pretty much just racing in the flight school right now.
And you do aerial
can't
photography,
complain.
right?
Yes, I do drone pictures if you need them. DM me.
They're awesome.
That's cool. I didn't know
Yes,
Yeah.
Space Coast aerial photography.
Very cool. That's what I was waiting for you to mention, and Robert threw it out there for you.
You kind of reminded me. I forgot about it.
And maybe this weekend we'll put an in-car in yours so you can watch your own self and learn from it.
I would love to. Yeah, I've been meaning to bring the GoPro, but it's kind of the last thing on my mind when I'm packing up for the race. So
I'll have mine charged up for this weekend and we'll mount one. If I'm in the infield, your dad may just have to start it, but we'll get one in there for sure.
yeah, sounds good. We can do that. I'd love to see it.
Well, we so look forward to having you on again after your first sprint win. Can't wait for it. We're so excited for you guys, and good luck this year.
And he's
Thank you.
leading rookie of the year right now.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's the goal for this year is rookie of the year. And my personal goal is a race win, but we'll see. I don't know. That's gonna be hard.
Right. Don't underestimate yourself. You are awesome in these cars. You just need seat time.
Thank you. Yeah.
I want to be there for your first win in a sprint car because I remember your dad running down after the big TQ midget win at Showtime with all the guys from up north and the smile on his face. I can only imagine how fast he's going to get from the back stretch of a track to victory lane when you win that first sprint car race.
Oh, that'll be a loud night at Denny's when that happens. Yeah. The
Right.
Waffle House or wherever we go.
I remember that Showtime now that you said that. That's pretty awesome.
I wish they'd come back for that weekend and run as a support race. It was a great race.
They were trying to this year, but how do I say it without making anyone mad? I guess politics kind of got in the way.
Oh, well,
You know,
that's too bad.
yeah, maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we all know exactly what you're talking about. But
Yep.
anyway,
Any sponsors?
A couple different things.
Right. Any sponsors? Anyone else you want to give a shout out to?
No sponsors yet. Hit me up if you want to get on board. Yeah, by far my dad is biggest supporter. Johnny Gilbertson, the Adamas, you guys for having me, let me promote this race and what we're doing. And pretty much everyone watching, I appreciate everyone. I love the racing community. So pretty much everyone.
so if you know Brandon Grubaugh, or if you don't, either way, reach out to that dude and talk to him about how to promote yourself for a sponsor, because
Yeah.
he has a proven system. He'll walk you through it. He's an awesome guy. If you need an introduction, let me know.
I'll get with you about that. Yeah, that sounds good. Because I don't like to. I've been having trouble just like reaching out to people to try to get sponsors. So
He does a really good job of putting a picture up of the car, and then he shades different areas of the car, and he puts a price tag on it, and he says everything's negotiable. We'll get
And he has
together. I'll reach out.
And he has
to you.
a
Thank you.
dirt sprint car, so his picture of the car shaded will match yours almost identically.
yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah, I'll get with you, Fozzie.
And we
Right,
just
perfect.
had him on. He talked about it a little bit about how to, self-promotion and all that. So to all of our drivers tuned in, if you haven't paid attention to that, go find that video, go talk to him, send him a message. He's a great guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah. So
Well, thanks for
you.
coming on, man. We really appreciate having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I always have fun. So
And good luck this weekend, buddy.
thank you. I'll probably see you there.
All righty.
All right, see you this weekend.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Guys,
And
hold
I'll
on.
let you catch up on the comments, but shout out for Speedy for being on today's show at the Casa de Speedy, and he's like he's in NASCAR victory lane. He's already switched hats on us.
Yeah, he did. Nice hat.
He probably got a call from Bojangles mad that he was wearing a Hardee's hat.
Yeah.
I will tell you, my pure stock guys are trying to get me to have reactions on air, and it's working. So Bones sent that picture. Hopefully you can see it. And he said Aaron Holmes is in the background in the eggs. Sorry, Aaron, it's not me, it's them. And then I can't show the other picture that was sent. But I hope Levi is making some sort of money off of this somehow, but I'm not getting blocked by showing it. So good luck to y'all.
So let's say recap a little bit what we're going to be doing this weekend. Speedy will be at Citrus and have some updates for us with the super late models. Is it a twin race or just a 50 lap late model race?
It's 50.
50
That's
straight up race. So if you got late model, take it out to Citrus. I'll be at 417 with, I believe it's a Little Gator Legends Motorsports Series and the BG product sprint cars will be there with more. Fozzie, you're going to be over doing some road course racing at Sebring this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'll be at Sebring from Wednesday till Sunday.
Weather's going to be beautiful over there.
Yeah, we might get a little bit of rain, but that's all right. I wanted to bring up too, I posted it the other day that, Richard Reduccia reached out to the track at Sebring, unhappy about, where handicapped people can watch the race from. So the week before the busiest weekend that they have, hands down, they laid down 3 concrete pads in viewing areas so that their wheelchair bound and handicapped people can go watch the race with everybody else. That is outstanding.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
I mean, they could have had every right to say, yeah, we'll get on that. We'll have it done for you later in the year, but they did it this week, adding just a bunch of work.
That's awesome.
But that's Wayne Estes, the track manager and the president. He stands at the front gate and greets you on your way in, says, thanks for coming. If you need anything, reach out to me. And I can tell you from experience that he replies, whether it's constructive criticism or compliments. He is truly a first-class dude, and this just shows why.
That's what racing's all about in all our tracks in Florida. And I hate to go from that into a downer, but another thing we wanted to mention before we get done is, guys, we shared a post from Arbondale Speedway. Go read it. Shame on you people that have done it, but they kind of had where they tried to open it up and let people park in the front lot so you didn't have to walk as far to get in the pits down the road. But they've caught several people coming in and going right in the pits without an armband. And I mean, we're here to support our tracks and don't do that. Do what's right. If you want to go watch racing, go watch it and do it the right way.
And it's not just the armband too. It's about the liability. If you don't sign the waiver and they get hurt, then, possibly there goes Auburndale and we lose another track.
Yeah.
Take care of our tracks, guys, because they're the ones that keep us going. I mean, even on our worst week, you show up at a track and life is so much better as soon as you get there. So hope to see all of y'all at a track this week. We're going to be
Where you gonna be?
a little bit everywhere.
Where are you going to be?
I will be at Arbondale again this week.
Where
I think
was
my-
that?
Shut your face, Fozzie.
Are we going to have some pirates?
I think my kid was gonna try his sportsman again this weekend, and then I think Griffiths and a few of them are coming up to run the trucks. So I think I'll be there this weekend. If something happens, I'll be down at 417 videoing all my buddies down there.
Next time we're at Arbondale, we're gonna have to get your group to wear some eye patches and get a photo.
Shut your face.
Just her.
It's no hot hands required. Thank you, Dennis. So how about the fact that it's going to be 80 degrees all week this week? I cannot wait.
Finally.
Right? Well, I hope everyone.
Weather.
Any comments you need to catch up on, Jen? And then just thank you. A huge shout out. You mentioned Dennis, all of our people behind the scenes that help make Sunshine State Racing work. We couldn't do it without our team.
No, I mean, I'm getting some really good blackmail pictures with Levi, but I think
I'm afraid to check my messages.
You have no idea. You have no idea. Yes, Miss Sheila, it is way warmer than Alabama.
Yes.
Absolutely. But we love you guys and we appreciate you and Mary and Ricky and all of them.
Well, Ricky's questionable.
We love Sheila and Mary a little bit more.
I want to give I know he watches our shows and I'm sure he's not on right now, but a huge shout out to Ricky Brooks' son about how appreciative he is of his dad's hard work and everybody that recognizes his dad's hard work. I mean, I don't know how many messages I got from him thanking us for supporting the SRL and the Wheelmen and just a proud son seeing his dad succeed in what he wanted to do. And you don't get many people like that nowadays and a son raised right. So just a huge shout out to him.
Absolutely.
Nice dude too.
Absolutely.
I got a message from Larry Collins at SRL thanking me for the coverage that I had from Hop.
Absolutely. They're such great people. I see Larry sharing all of our stuff as well. So great people. We appreciate them. We love promoting. That's what we do. So it's great. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for coming on. Fozzie, thank you as always. Robert, love you guys. Thank you
And
for
thanks,
all your hard work.
thanks to all the viewers and our great guests for another great show. We'll see you guys again next Monday.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See you, everybody.